You're listening to the Traffic and Conversion Show. I'm your host, Michelle Fernandez, and today we have an exciting topic lined up for you. It's going to be a little bit long. However, you are going to love it because we are diving deep into the 5 must-have marketing systems that are essential for sustainable growth and long-term success in your business. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. How is this year treating you so far? Are you off to a great start in creating sustainable growth this year? Now, I want to make sure that you create predictable, profitable growth in your business so you can live a crazy cool life, right? And crazy cool life is whatever that looks like for you, retiring your spouse, retiring early, right? Working 4 hours a week, something crazy, right? Traveling the world. I know for me, it was being able to go visit my kids in college whenever I want. And now my twins live in 2 different states. So to be able just to pick up and go visit them whenever I really am missing them is like essential, right? So marketing is the heartbeat of every successful business, but it's not just about these flashy ads or catchy slogans. It's about implementing strategic systems that work together in harmony to attract, engage, and retain customers. And today we are going to uncover the essential marketing systems and explore how you can seamlessly integrate them into your business strategy. Now, you want your marketing efforts and your marketing dollars to be efficient and effective. So, my goal is to help make every dollar you spend or every effort that you do get the highest return of investment. So let's start out with what is a funnel. And I break it down into 2. Okay. So there is your marketing funnel, and then there's the sales funnel. So a marketing funnel is the entire journey from when someone is looking to become aware of who you are, right? They have no idea of who you are, what you're about, to becoming a paying customer, and actually through that transaction to the transformation, and then all the way to a raving fan. Okay. So to me, that's a whole marketing funnel. So this includes running paid ads, sending follow-up emails, search engine optimization, and really everything in between. Now, within that marketing funnel, there's the sales funnel, right? So the sales funnel is the path that the customer takes to purchase from your business, meaning once they already know who you are and they're interested in your product or service, you convert them from a lead to a sale. So whether you know it or not, every business has a sales funnel because every business presumably is trying to turn visitors into leads and then leads into paying customers. Now, most people think a funnel is a landing page, like maybe one that you signed up for a webinar, right? Or a challenge. Okay. Well, you're going to start noticing funnels everywhere that you go. Like you're going to be driving around, you're going to see these billboards or radio advertisements, and maybe even like in a brick and mortar, like a certain location, there's a funnel as you come through the door, and the process that it takes you to get them to make a sale, and even increasing your average cart value. So have you ever been through a McDonald's drive-through and they ask you, would you like an apple pie with that? Right? That's a funnel. That's an upsell trying to increase the average cart value. Same thing if you've ever been to Sephora, like a store like that, where you're in the line and you're literally surrounded by other cosmetics or products, right? It's tempting you to buy other things that you had no intention of buying when you got to the store, right? Like, let's say you came for a mascara and then you leave with this like setting spray or something, right? This is asking you or getting you to increase your average cart value. They do this even at the grocery store, right? You get that little refrigerator where you have some drinks in there, some sodas, waters. There's candy bars, magazines, even Band-Aids or Tylenol or something. There's all these things at the register. Target, it's everywhere. Now, this is the reason that I break down the funnel types by marketing and sales. They're already a lead and they're in your store, right? Or on your sales page. Now, your marketing system should have a set of strategies and tools designed to generate, nurture, and convert leads into customers. and look to do things internally, right, to retain, resell, and get referrals to increase the lifetime value of your customers. Now, in case you're unclear of what lifetime customer value is, it's really the total income a business can expect from a customer over an entire period of their relationship. So, the first thing I want to ask you is, are you tracking your customer lifetime value? If you're not, no worries. This is a metric that you should be looking to track because it's really looking at the big picture. So when you are looking at your cost per lead, so let's just presumably that you are paying for paid traffic, right? Because if you are not, that is something I highly suggest that you consider doing is adding paid traffic to your marketing campaigns, to your marketing strategies. And a lot of times I hear, well, the cost per lead is high or it's costing me too much money, right? I'm just throwing money away. Well, I'd like to shift that mindset for just a minute. And when you start tracking your lifetime customer value, you are going to be looking at the cost per lead or the cost to acquire a customer in a totally different way, right? Because once you start seeing, okay, well, I might have paid $50 or $100 to acquire this customer. However, that one customer of the $100, I've now earned $20,000, right? So you're actually seeing how far your marketing dollars will actually go. All right. So let's dive into the 5 systems. The first one is your lead system. Now, in order to stay in business, you need a steady flow of new leads into your business every single day. And statistics say that if we are not growing at 9% a year, we are falling behind. I know, crazy, right? You might even be saying like, well, wait, what if we're maintaining? Like, what if we're like happy with this amount of revenue that we're getting and we're good here? Now, this is where most businesses start to fail when things get a little tough. So if you're maintaining to get these systems in order, right? You're like, okay, Michelle, I'm listening to your 5 systems. I'm going to get it set up. So right now we're just going to focus on that. Just make sure it's not a long-term maintenance period. Okay. The bottom line is that you must grow in order to be in it for the long game. Now, the main goal of a lead marketing system is to build this brand awareness, taking someone who has no idea who you are, right? Attract potential customers and get them primed and ready to buy. And that is super important. I want you to listen to that and be thinking, especially with all your marketing strategies and efforts, is you are looking to prime them, getting ready to buy. So what are you doing to get this steady flow of new leads in? Is it a free trial? Is it an ebook? Is it a workshop, webinar, maybe a loyalty program? Maybe you're doing some giveaways or exclusive discounts. So what does that look like for you? Then, what marketing machine do you have in place to amplify your content and get more eyes on you, right? Get more eyes on your brand and your business. So, is that Facebook ads? Is that Google? Is that flyers, mailers, right? Like old school postcards are coming back, coming back in full effect. So, what are you currently doing to get yourself out there? Are you using SEO to rank higher on those search engine pages, right? And now let me just tell you that a good SEO system can help you identify relevant keywords, optimize your content, and track your search engine rankings. So a couple of tools I suggest you use, and I will post them in the show notes here, is moz.com and semrush.com. So that's SEMRUSH.com. Those are 2 good tools to help you with your SEO. Now, a couple of things. Are you tracking where your leads are coming from? So how many are you getting? What is it costing you, right? And then how often are you tracking? Is it daily, weekly, monthly, right? So that all really depends on what are your marketing efforts. So if you're doing, let's say, a monthly challenge, you may not be tracking certain things every single day. You might be doing that monthly. However, if you have certain things in place where you're like, oh no, I'm getting leads every day or I'm getting sales every day, then that would be a daily thing, okay? And then when you get the information, are you able to analyze the data to make those data-driven decisions so you can identify areas of improvement and optimize your lead marketing strategies over time? This is where I see most people struggle in interpreting the data, right? So remember, I am not a judgy person. This is a no judgy zone. So no matter what you are or are not doing, no worries. Okay. This is the reason that you are here. It's the reminder of what you need to be doing to hit your targets and scale your business. All right. So I'm hoping you're taking notes and writing down all the things that you need to do to get that lead system in place and what you should be tracking. Okay. Let's move on to number 2, which is your nurture system. Now, a nurture system is the process that involves building these relationships with potential customers over time by providing them with relevant and valuable information. Now, a nurture marketing system is a set of strategies and tools that help you automate and scale this process, allowing you to nurture a larger number of leads without sacrificing the personalization or the effectiveness. They say that, I'm sure you've heard this before, they say that a customer needs to see or hear a marketing message at least 7 times before they take action or make a purchase, right? And honestly, it's probably doubled or tripled now that we are just always on our phones, right? And we're just inundated with so many ads on the phone, on the TV, on the radio, right? So when it comes to nurturing, I'm always looking for ways to shorten the cycle by giving them the right information at the right time. So what do I mean by this? So for example, if I'm trying to, I'm just going to throw out run Facebook ads, right? I'm trying to get people to buy my Facebook ads course, okay? So I'm like saying to them, okay, if I created a lead magnet for Facebook ads, I would ask a question on the opt-in page and say, hey, when it comes to running Facebook ads, where do you struggle most? Is it your target audience? Is it your ad copy? Or is it your analytics? Like, are you having trouble reviewing the data, right? Then, based on how they answered, I can segment them into a specific email nurture sequence where the messaging is specific to what they want to learn more about or where they're struggling most, right? The target audience, ad copy, or analytics. Is this making sense? So if someone said they wanted to learn more about writing ad copy, and then I send them emails about target audience, they most likely won't read those emails because that's not what they said they were struggling with, right? What's going to happen is they're going to go to someone else to find the information, and now I just lost them, right? You can also stay top of mind doing this. So for example, if you run a video view ad to everyone on your email list that signed up for your lead magnet, putting specific content that's congruent with that lead magnet, think about that. Now it's like, oh yeah, I signed up for this thing, right? And oh, okay, now I'm seeing more and more of this thing, right? So when we're talking about Facebook ads or Instagram ads versus Google, I want you to be considering that just so you know the difference. Google, Pinterest, YouTube, those are all search engines, meaning someone has to know that they have a problem and is searching for solutions to that problem. And whoever plays the Google game the best, right, the SEO game, and they come up at the top of the search, they win. Now, versus Facebook, you get to put yourself in front of who you want to target, whether they know they have a problem or not. So I'll give you a perfect example. A while back ago, my mother-in-law lives with us, and the 3 of us were sick, okay? And so we were all like, oh, we're dying. So my sister-in-law says, hey, I had one of these those vitamin IV people, they came to the house, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. We'll have them come and do it. Well, it was like $400 a person. Okay. So I'm like, okay, we feel bad, but not that bad. Like we can stick it out. So lo and behold, of course, your phone is always listening. So sometimes a big brother is like a good thing. I get this ad coming up for a drip bar. It's literally so close to my house that I can walk at like a fraction of the cost, right? So we go over there, we become clients, and come to find out they will come to our house, not for $400 a person, and they actually give discounts for if you have multiple people in your house, right? So it's like the first one is this much, the second one is so much, like that, right? So that is like genius. Okay. So now I didn't even know that maybe I could get vitamin drips, right? Or didn't know where there was a vitamin drip close to me. then here it comes up in my Facebook ad. So that's a perfect example of how you can get yourself in front of your people. The other example I wanted to give you is all about retargeting, and we talk about this all the time. So I got a facial that used this machine, and I was like, wow, like this really works. Like my skin is tight, like it's, being pushed up, and I wonder if I could get this at home, right? So in the meantime, it was around Christmas time. My mom was like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, oh, nothing, right? Because your mom's not going to give you nothing for Christmas, right? So I was like, the good detective that I am, I went and I found out what the thing that they use at the facial place was called. So it's called New Face. If you haven't tried it, I would highly suggest you do it. So I look it up to make sure it's not too expensive so I could put it on my Christmas list. Then all of a sudden, retargeting came out. It's like a beautiful thing because then I started seeing all these other options that I didn't even know existed, right? So it was like 4, 5, 6 other products that were very similar to what I was looking. Has this ever happened to you before? So now I become aware of other products that I didn't even know existed in order for me to now shop around for it. So it works the same for you. So if you have a product or service that you're looking to promote, maybe someone else is looking at your competitor and then they find you. Make sense? So let's talk about email marketing. When you are nurturing a lead that specifically came from a lead magnet, that email sequence that follows that lead magnet should have one call to action. Okay. So I had this client that does these bi-weekly live webinars, and they were looking to run a new lead magnet. So I said, okay, well, what does that email sequence look like? And where does it lead people? So first, they could not tell me, which is a problem. So that's my question for you. Do you know where all your emails are leading people to? Okay, this should definitely be something that you review on a regular basis, whether that be quarterly, biannually, annually, right? Because you might have sequences going to something that you don't even sell anymore, or maybe you had it going to a discount or something that expired, or something other than your current main focus. So I looked up all the emails, and it was sending me all over the place. It was like Instagram, YouTube, I don't know where else. It was just like, like all these places. The goal should be all roads lead back to the thing that sells the thing, right? So my client's case, it was the webinar because they get on the webinar and then they buy the course, right? So write it down as something that you should do within the next couple of weeks, right? And that is to take a look at your nurture sequences and ask yourself, do all roads lead back to the thing that sells the thing? And if you're wondering, like, what is she talking about? This thing that sells the thing, right? So let's just say, let me give you an example of like a facial place, right? So maybe they do lashes because it's a lower cost of entry, right? So then they might have, okay, come in and do your lashes, and then while you're here, we're going to talk about our facials, or, oh, your skin looks so great, what are you using, blah blah blah, did you know we do this here, right? So whether you're brick and mortar or you're online, there has to be something, not just, okay, here's my sales page and you're hoping everybody just shows up, right? Like you build it and they will come. Sometimes they don't always come. You need something that's an event of some sort, if you will, that invites them to there. So is that a webinar? Is that a challenge? Is that maybe a self-liquidating offer, like a low ticket offer that then sells them into the bigger thing? So what does that look like for you? All right. So let's get into sales. Number 3, which is your sales system. Now, a sales system is a set of processes and strategies designed to convert leads into paying customers. It's like Avi, right? Well, the main goal of a sales system is to streamline the sales process and maximize the revenue by optimizing every step of that customer journey. So here's the thing. The marketers who are really, really good at getting the results that you want in your business have recognized there's an overlap that exists today between sales and marketing. So great marketers recognize that the buying process has changed. They understand that customers educate themselves about purchasing long before they even talk to a sales rep. So here lies the issue. Most sales reps do not recognize this. They're not seeing the journey that the prospect has gone through before jumping on that sales call, right? Or before walking through the door that has most likely got them primed and ready to buy, right? So the goal of the marketing department is really to do most of the heavy lifting for the sales team. And most businesses, the sales team sees the marketing team as the other department, right? Not equal, where in fact, they should be in the same department because it's all part of the front end, right? Because once they buy, then it goes into fulfillment. And that really truly is a separate department, right? Because and fulfillment is where you're delivering on your promise, right? Of whatever you said was in the course. You're actually delivering all your assets, whether it be coaching calls, products, whatever that is. So if you have the same thought process and or you've been treating your company the same way, if you're seeing sales as revenue and marketing as an expense, that's the core issue of what's killing your growth. Until you start to see marketing as one of the drivers of revenue, you will be left behind. Here's why. Most salespeople think, oh, the lead came in, I closed it, I did the majority of the sale. However, if you think of it as, well, they saw you on their Instagram feed getting tips and strategies. Then they watched your stories where they're connecting with you on a more personal level. Then they downloaded a lead magnet. Then they saw your ad and signed up for your webinar. They spent 90 minutes with you, booked a call, right? All of that is in the marketing department, priming them, getting down through the funnel to make a buying decision. I do this all the time with a boutique down the street. I get my phone, I'm like looking on Instagram, and then I literally walk in the door and I'm like, okay, you see this outfit? I want this, I want this. And the salesperson goes, gets my size and hangs it by the dressing room. She didn't sell me a thing, right? Because I literally came in showing her what I wanted. And then this one girl on the floor, what she does is she shows me, oh my gosh, look at this little necklace, or, oh, did you see we got these new belts or shoes or whatever? And she's trying to do what? Increase the average cart value, right? But I made that initial buying decision not because of the salesperson. I did it because of the marketing. This helps the sales team increase their close rate. Now, with that being said, the sales team definitely needs a system and a strategy the same as marketing. So, what is your sales system? Do you have the right tools in place to keep track of the leads and when to follow up? And does your team know what you sell inside and out? Right? And you might say, of course, right? Well, do they? Do they know what other sizes they have available? Do they know what other shirts or pants or whatever are the similar? Do they know your course inside and out? If they ask you a customer a question or a prospect asks a question like, hey, do you train on this? Does your sales team know, oh yeah, we do have this, and they don't have to give the module and lesson, but do they have an idea of that, right? And do they know how to upsell someone like the one lady out of the 5 that worked the floor in that boutique, right? That got me to buy more to increase that average cart value. And most importantly, what is the process for communicating with the marketing team on the quality of the leads, objections that the prospects are giving, even like when they're sharing their pain, struggles, dreams, and desires? So that way, the marketing team can improve their messaging throughout the entire marketing funnel so they can optimize to close the gap of how quickly a lead can turn into a sale. Is this making sense to you? Do you see how this can relate to your business, whatever kind of business that you have? All right. So now we have the top of the funnel systems. So let's move into the internal marketing system, as I call it. I'm trying to come up with a way cooler name for it, and I have not succeeded that yet. Okay. Okay. So the fourth one, we're almost done. The fourth one is the retention system. So the retention system is a set of strategies and tactics designed to keep your customers engaged, satisfied, and loyal, right? We all want these lifers. We want these loyal customers that will be shouting us out from the rooftops, right? Now, the main goal of a retention system is to really maximize this customer lifetime value and minimizing your churn rate, right? And really encouraging repeat purchases. So a churn rate is when a customer stops doing business with a company or over a given period of time, right? So I'll just give you, let's say you have a membership, right? Or provide a service that someone comes in monthly. So I go to Hand and Stone to get massages. So that's something that I play every month and I can cancel at any time. So if they measure, okay, when did Michelle sign up? Okay, that was 3 years ago or 4 years ago, however long it's been. So now you start to see how the customer lifetime value starts to add. Now, if I would have like said, okay, I'm done, then they're going to say, okay, on average, when is everybody signing up versus canceling? And that's how you calculate your churn rate. How quickly or how long are they staying in the program? Now, retention really starts with onboarding. Effective customer onboarding is crucial for setting the tone of the customer relationship and establishing expectation. So, this really involves providing clear instructions, training, and support to help new customers get the most value from your product or service. So, what does that experience look like from the very beginning to get your new customer to feel special, to be wowed, right? And on track to get results? What does that look like for you? What does your welcome sequence look like? Does it give them step by step of what's next? Or are you overwhelming them with too much information? It's like, okay, they got to know this. And then they get this email that they just keep scrolling and the email never ends, right? Well, this is the thing. You may not even realize that you've done this or you're overwhelming them, right? Because remember, you don't want to have any of that buyer's remorse. It's like, oh, I just bought this thing and now I have to do all this stuff just to get started, right? So, what if you broke things down for them? Like, here's the first few things, right? And let them know here are your next steps. And then within a couple of days, you're going to send them what the next steps are, right? But in the meantime, do these three things. And if you're like, IDK, how to make the onboarding and customer success process easier, the first place to start is to establish milestones and action steps that they need to take, and then you create these touch points. So when would you reach out to them, right? Whether it be reach out to them like, hey, here's your next step, or if you're able to monitor somehow whether somebody is logged in or has somebody completed a certain module or lesson, right? You can set things up depending on the platform that you have. Those can be your touch points. And if you notice, hey, someone hasn't even logged in and they bought 2 weeks ago, you need to reach out to them. Okay. Those are kind of ways that you can get people in, because remember, the bottom line is they signed up to get this result or transformation, and you want to make sure that you're holding them accountable to get it done. Now, you can also consider segmenting your customers based on their level. So, where they're at or based on their needs or preferences. This will allow you to provide targeted and personalized communication that resonates with each customer segment. Okay. So, what does this look like? It could be something like beginner, intermediate, and advanced, right? So that could just be for anything, right? Facebook ads, funnels, all the things. It could even be for if you have a dance studio or something like that. Maybe it's based on their age. Maybe it's based on the type of problem they have. So let's just say you have a chiropractor. Maybe it's like, okay, they have problems with their back, or it's their knee, or it's their shoulder. Like, what is it that you can segment, or how can you segment? Okay. So this is super important. I hope you're taking notes, because this is so good once you get it all in. And I will tell you that this could seem like a lot. However, I want you to come back and listen and put it somewhere that you get these things done throughout the year. It doesn't all have to be done now, but definitely put them in place. Okay. Now, this is also constantly doing market research with the customers to understand where they're stuck. What are those common questions? I just had a conversation with my team today for our product OptimaFunnels, where I'm like, okay, we need to make sure we're documenting what the common questions are, so I could create a training to help people on how to get through this common question. So number one, it reduces customer support. reduces possible frustration, right? Reduces them from moving on because they don't know what to do, right? I would just have that training for them. Or even other concerns that will allow you to continuously improve your communication, improve the product or service, and really provide a better customer experience. So this is definitely something that most people miss. And what happens is by gathering all of this within all marketing, and even it goes back to the top. So if they're asking these questions or what they're getting in, they're having these objections or they're having these buyer remorses, it's kind of like looking at that and saying, how can I get it back in at the top to relieve some of that before they make a buying decision? It's actually helping them make the buying decision faster. And more importantly, it's really understanding what are their current needs or pain points or new desires that will allow you to identify a need to renew or offer a new product or service, right? So basically, they might have a new problem that you can solve, right? So they can continue on their journey with you as their guide, which ultimately increases that lifetime customer value. Is this making sense? I hope this is making sense for you because this is so good. Okay. The last one, number 5, is your referral system. Now, a referral system is a set of strategies and tactics designed to encourage existing customers to refer their friends, their family, colleagues, everybody they know, and their stepmom to your business, okay? So the main goal of a referral system is to generate new leads and customers through word of mouth marketing, which is one of the most effective forms of marketing, okay? So do you have a referral system, like an actual system, right? It's like your team knows it. It's being implemented consistently, right? Do you actually have that? It's kind of like, or do you kind of like halfway have it, right? Your goal should be asking for the referral in the customer journey, not at the end. I think most people wait to the end and then ask. So I signed up for this program. And it was like the whole sales process was excellent. Then they had me do some pre-work. Then I got on this call, like an onboarding type of call. And oh my gosh, I was literally blown away. I had never, ever experienced that in a program. And at the end of that call, she asked me for either a referral and she asked me for a testimonial off the bat before I even did anything, right? Because I did identify some things on that onboarding call in this process that I was like, wow, this is really going to make a difference for me. So when you're thinking about that, where could you in your process towards the beginning ask for a referral? Right? I'll share with you another. There's a system that is called Faster Way to Fat Loss. And what they do is they sign up and then they have like a sequence. I think it's like 16 weeks. Don't quote me on that because I don't really remember. But I know that in week 4, they send out an email, right? Because you should have made some progress. You should be seeing something, even if it's creating these new habits, right? And then they ask, hey, how likely are you to refer a friend or family? Right. And then based on their score, so if they score 4 or higher, now they get pushed into this whole referral system process that they have. If it's like below 4, like 3 to 1, right? They don't get sent that system because they want the people who are going to be referring. And it goes into this whole referral system that they have. Genius. So how can you make this work for you? Now, one thing that I did not cover, and it's like your secret system, number 6, is you want one platform to house all of your systems, okay? And that is OptimaFunnels. Now, I've been so excited to tell you about all of this, and it's been a huge project that my team and I have been working on, and it's really the ultimate all-in-one growth solution for your business. OptimaFunnels provides the tools and support that you need to increase your bottom line, all while saving you time and money, right? Like when they talk about, set everything on autopilot, right? You can do all of that in there and set up these systems, and one flows nicely to the other. You have all types of things. And on average, members of OptimaFunnels are saving over $700 by consolidating their tools. That's $700 a month. Some people are much more, right? So it's time to access all the essential tools seamlessly within a single unified platform, eliminating the need for patching all these other like multiple solutions together, right? Like you're zapping one to the other, or you have an all-in-one platform like a Kajabi or something that doesn't really do all the things that we talked about here today. So head over to OptimaFunnels.com and watch the demo, right? And really soak it in. And you can get started for $97 a month for the unlimited plan. So we're talking unlimited email subscribers, unlimited team members, unlimited courses, funnels, websites, domains, sales pipelines, unlimited calendars, so much more. And once we hit 1,000 members, the price is definitely going to go up. So get in now. It will have everything you need to put all these systems in place. Now, just remember that focusing on providing value and building relationships with your customers, you can use these marketing systems to grow your business, get better targeting, get a higher return on investment, stronger customer relationships, and really increase your revenue. All right, that is it for today's episode of the Traffic and Conversion Show. I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me today, and I really hope that you implement these strategies in your business. Again, not necessarily today, but at least get them in before the end of the year. Focus on doing maybe one system a quarter. Dive in, get you and your team, get set up in OptimaFunnels. I'm telling you, it's going to make your life so much easier. All right, until next time, I will see you inside OptimaFunnels, and let's grow your business together.